Welcome to the Madison Miller Podcast. Today is Friday, June 9th, 2023. Today I'm going to recap the Stanley Cup Finals from yesterday and look ahead to game number 3 of the NBA Finals, Major League Baseball, WNBA, soccer, tennis, golf, NASCAR, news and notes, and best bet. We'll start with the Stanley Cup Final. We'll go over the results from yesterday and then look ahead to game number 4, which is going to be on Saturday. Panthers over the Golden Knights 3-2 in overtime to get on the board in the series on an overtime winner by Carter Verhaeghe. Great finish to what was a great game. First period, Brendan Montour scores his 7th of the postseason to make it 1-0 Florida. From Matt Tkachuk and Eric Staal to make it 1-0 Florida. Power play, Mark Stone, his 8th of the playoffs from Jonathan Marchessault and Shea Theodore to make it 1-1. Second period, Jonathan Marchessault, 13th of the postseason on the power play from Jack Eichel and Mark Stone to make it 2-1 Vegas. Then the third period, with almost 2 minutes to go, Matt Tkachuk ties it up at 2 apiece. This assisted by Carter Verhaeghe and Aaron Ekblad. And in overtime, Carter Verhaeghe with the game winner, assisted by Sam Bennett and Grant Forsling to give Florida the 3-2 victory. All right, Saturday night is Game 4, 8 o'clock TNT, Golden Knights, Panthers. The Panthers are -120. Vegas is even money. Over under 5.5. Over is -120. Under is -102. Vegas +1.5 is -245. Panthers -1.5 is +98. I'm going to go with the full game under. All right, now we'll move on to the NBA Finals. Tonight is game number 4 between the Heat and the Nuggets. I have the Nuggets as a 4-point favorite, total 222 and 4 fits, and FanDuel has it at 3.5 and 211. I like the over again. Somebody's going to have to start hitting threes, right? This is what it's banking on, and I think this total's low, so I'm going to go over 211 at -110 in terms of a straight-up pick. I'm going to say Denver wins and goes up 3-1. I think that they're just better, and Nikola Jokic is just a man on a mission right now. So I think by the end of tonight, the Nuggets will be up 3-1 in the 2023 NBA Finals. All right, now move on to baseball. We'll go over the results from yesterday, look ahead to tonight and the weekend. All right, Dodgers over the Reds 6-0, Rays over the Twins 4-2, O's over the Brewers 6-3, Giants over the Rockies 6-4, Phillies over the Tigers 3-2. Makeup game, doubleheader game 1, White Sox over the Yankees 6-5, Blue Jays over the Astros 3-2, Guardians over the Red Sox 10-3, doubleheader game 2, Yanks over the White Sox 3-0. Braves over the Mets 13-10 and 10 on a walk-off home run by Ozzie Albies. Guardians over the Red Sox 10-3 and the Angels over the Cubs 3-1. Diamondbacks Nationals postponed due to air quality. Makeup date June 22nd. All right, tonight's slate 6:30 D-backs Tigers. Merrill Kelly, Michael Lorenzen. D-backs -144, Tigers +122, over under 8, overs -114, unders -106, D-backs -1.5 is +116, Tigers +1.5 is -140. For this one, I'm going to go with the full game under. Rangers Rays, Andrew Heaney, Tyler Glasnow. Rays -168, Rangers +142, over under 8, overs -115, unders -105. Rangers +1.5 is -144, Rays -1.5 is +120. I'm going full game under. 7 o'clock, Red Sox, Yankees. Garrett Whitlock and Garrett Cole. So Garrett against Garrett. Yanks -168, Red Sox +142, over under 8, -110 each way. Boston +1.5 is -146, Yankees -1.5 is +122. I'm going full game over. Apple TV Plus, Royals O's. Daniel Lynch, Tyler Wells. O's -190, Royals +160, over under 8.5, overs -106, unders -114, Royals +1.5 is -126, O's -1.5 is +105. For this one, I'm going to go with the O's run line. Dodgers, Phils. Michael Grove and Ranger Suarez. Dodgers minus 110, Phils minus 106, over under 9.5, overs minus 105, unders minus 115. Dodgers minus 1.5 is plus 138, Phils plus 1.5 is minus 166. Full game over. Mets, Pirates. Tyler McGill, Rich Hill. Pittsburgh minus 116, Mets minus 102, over under 9.5, overs even money, unders minus 122. Mets minus 1.5 is plus 150, Pirates plus 1.5 is minus 184. I'm going to go with the Pirates to minus 116. It's just, the Mets are a mess right now. Twins, Jays. Sonny Gray, Yasei Kikuchi. Jays minus 124. Twins plus 106. Over under 8.5. Overs minus 122. Unders even money. Twins plus 1.5 is minus 192. Jays minus 1.5 is plus 158. I'm going to go with the Twins straight up plus 106. I like that underdog pick a lot. Astros, Guardians. Christian Javier and Logan Allen. Astros minus 110, Guardians minus 104, over under 8, overs minus 106, unders minus 114. Astros minus 1.5 is plus 140, Guardians plus 1.5 is minus 170, full game under. Nats, Braves, 720, Josiah Gray and AJ Smith-Shawver. Braves minus 205, Nats plus 172, over under 10, overs minus 118, unders minus 104. Nats plus 1.5 is minus 114, Braves minus 1.5 is minus 105. Full game under, that's high. Marlins, White Sox at 8. Yuri Perez and Dylan Cease. White Sox minus 134. Marlins plus 114. Over under 8. Overs minus 115. Others minus 105. Marlins plus 1.5 is minus 178. White Sox minus 1.5 is plus 146. I'm going with the Marlins straight up plus 114. They're good. A's, Brewers. Luis Medina and Adrian Hauser. Brewers minus 245, A's 2-1, over under 9.5, overs minus 105, unders minus 115. A's plus 1.5 is plus 104, Brewers minus 1.5 is minus 125. For this one, I'm going to go with the Brewers over 5.5 runs at minus 108. Reds, Cards at 8.15, Ben Lively and Jordan Montgomery. Cards minus 178, Reds plus 150, over under 8, overs minus 120, unders minus 102. Reds plus 1.5 is minus 130. Cards minus 1.5 is plus 108. For this one, I'm going to go with over 3.5 Reds runs minus 104. That's a no-brainer. 8:30, Padres, Rockies, Yu Darvish, and Austin Gomber. Padres minus 190, Rockies plus 160, over under 11.5. Overs minus 105, unders minus 115. Padres minus 1.5 is minus 125. Rocks plus 1.5 is plus 104. Full game under. Do not feel strong about it. Mariners, Angels at Apple TV Plus at 9:30. Luis Castillo, Shohei Ohtani. Angels minus 130, Mariners plus 110, over under 7.5. Overs minus 104, unders minus 118. Mariners plus 1.5 is minus 194. Angels minus 1.5 is plus 160. Shohei Ohtani's kind of fallen off as a pitcher lately, so I'm taking the Mariners plus 110, straight up. Luis Castillo is better than Shohei Ohtani as a pitcher. And at 10:15, Cubs, Giants, Marcus Stroman, Anthony DeSclafani. Giants minus 116, Cubs minus 102, over under 8, overs minus 104, unders minus 118. Cubs minus 1.5 is plus 160, Giants plus 1.5 is minus 94. For this one, I'm going to go with the full game under. All right, the weekend. 1 o'clock, D-backs, Tigers, Ryan Nelson and Matt Boyd. Marlins, White Sox at 2, Sandy Alcantara, Michael Kopech, 2:15, Reds, Cards. Andrew Abbott, Miles Mikolas, 3 o'clock, Twins, Jays. Joe Ryan and Twins TBD, or Jays TBD. Padres, Rockies. Ryan Weathers, Kyle Freeland. 4 o'clock, Royals, O's. Brady Singer and TBD for the O's. Dodgers, Phils. Bobby Miller, Aaron Nola, nice pitching matchup there. Mets, Pirates. Kodai Senga, Johan Oviedo. A's, Brewers. Paul Blackburn, Julio Teheran. Rangers, Rays. Nate Eovaldi, Taj Bradley. Nats, Braves. Mackenzie Gore, Jared Schuster. 6 o'clock, Astros, Guardians. JP France, Tristan McKenzie. 7:30 on Fox. Red Sox, Yankees. Tanner Houck, Domingo Herman. Cubs, Giants. Kyle Hendrickson, TBD for San Francisco. And 10 o'clock, Mariners, Angels, Brian Wu and Patrick Sandoval. Sunday, 11:30 on Peacock, D-backs, Tigers, Zach Allen, Joey Wentz. 1:30, Royals, O's. TBD for the Royals, and going for the O's is Kyle Gibson. Dodgers, Phils. Julio Urias, Taijuan Walker. Nats, Braves. Trevor Williams, Bryce Edler. Mets, Pirates, Carlos Carrasco, Mitch Keller. Twins, Jays, Loie Varland and Kevin Gossman. Astros, Guardians, Brendan Bielak and Shane Bieber. Rangers, Rays, Martin Perez, Shane McClanahan. 2 o'clock, Marlins, White Sox. Braxton Garrison, Luis Giolito. A's, Brewers, JP Sears, Freddie Peralta. 2:15, Reds, Cards. Hunter Green, Adam Wainwright. 3 o'clock, Padres, Rockies. Blake Snell, Danielson, Lamet. 4 o'clock, Cubs, Giants. Handy Wisniewski and TBD for San Francisco. Mariners, Angels. Bryce Miller, Griffin Canning. And Sunday Night Baseball, 7 o'clock on ESPN. Red Sox, Yankees. Carl Ravitch, David Cohn, Eduardo Perez, Buster Olney on the call. Brian Balow, and Clark Schmidt. All right, now we'll do to the WNBA. We'll go over the results from yesterday. Look ahead to the weekend. Yesterday, Sun over the Aces, 94-77. Today, 7:30 on Ion. Commissioner's Cup, Liberty Dream. 8 o'clock, Mercury Wings. Also on Ion. No, we don't have time to do picks for the rest of the show, so that's why I'm just breezing through this. I'm sorry, guys. So I just wanted to do picks for the baseball and the basketball and the hockey. So Fever Links, 10 o'clock on Ion Sparks hosting the Sky, and then 10 o'clock on Ion Mystic Storm. And then Sunday, 1 o'clock on ABC, Wings Liberty. 3 o'clock on ABC, Mystic Storm. Sky Aces, Commissioner's Cup, 4 o'clock Sun Dream. 5 o'clock Mercury Fever, 7 o'clock Commissioner's Cup, Sparks Lynx. All right, now move on to soccer. We'll look ahead to the weekend and go over some things that we have to touch on. International friendlies. Yesterday, Croatia over Qatar 1-0. Today, 2:15, you have Luxembourg and Malta. Saturday, 8 o'clock, Panama and Nicaragua. And then 10 o'clock is Mexico and Cameroon. Sunday, 7:30 a.m., Mauritius and Pakistan. 10:30, Kenya and Djibouti. 6 o'clock, Trinidad and Guatemala. And 7 o'clock, Chile and Cuba. Under 20 World Cup semifinals. Uruguay over Israel 1-0 and Italy over South Korea 2-1. The third place game on Sunday at 1:30 is Israel and South Korea. I'm going to say that that's a draw, but South Korea wins. And then Sunday is the final at 5 o'clock, Italy and Uruguay. I think it's going to be a great game. I'm going to say Uruguay wins that. All right, Dutch era device from yesterday. Sparta and FC Twente 1-1 draw. And then the second leg, they're tied on aggregate. Sunday at 8:30 is FC Twente and Sparta. I give the edge to FC Twente for playing at home. Italian Serie A on Sunday at 2:45. You have Spezia and Verona. Saturday, we have the UEFA Champions League final 3 o'clock, Man City and Inter Milan. That's going to be a good one. I'll give out a pick for that game only because that's a monster. So, Man City's minus 10, Inter's 550. The draw is plus 360. I'm going to go with under 2.5 goals at plus 104. And I'm going to say Man City wins 2-0. All right, MLS coming up this weekend, 7:30. Atlanta, DC United, CF Montreal, Minnesota, Charlotte, Seattle, New England, Miami, Orlando, Colorado, Toronto, Nashville, Chicago, Columbus at 8:30. Houston, LAFC, Kansas City, Austin, 9:30, Salt Lake, NYCFC, 10:30, San Jose, Philly, Vancouver, Cincinnati. And then Sunday at 1 o'clock, you have St. Louis and LA Galaxy, and at 10 o'clock, you have Portland against Dallas. The NWSL tonight at 8 o'clock, you have Louisville, San Diego. Saturday, 7 o'clock, Washington City, Angel City. 8 o'clock, Chicago, North Carolina. 10 o'clock, Oil Rain, Kansas City. And then Sunday, 7 o'clock, Houston, Gotham, and Orlando Portland. And I'm quickly going to check. All right, USL Championship. Tonight, 7 o'clock, Loudoun, Tulsa. At 7 at 10, San Diego, Sacramento. And then Saturday's a big slate. 7 o'clock, Indy, XI, Hartford. Pittsburgh, Charleston. 7:30, Tampa, New Mexico. 8 o'clock, Louisville, Memphis. Rio Grande, Miami FC. 9 o'clock, Colorado, Orange County. San Antonio, El Paso. 10:30, Vegas, Monterey Bay. And Phoenix, Oakland. And that is pretty much it for soccer for the weekend. All right, now we'll move on to the French Open. We will discuss some results and look ahead to today. All right, so men's semifinal going on right now. 1 seed Carlos Alcaraz and 3 seed Novak Djokovic. And coming up at 11:30, 4 seed Casper Ruud and 22 seed Alexander Zverev. Okay, we'll give out a pick for this because it's important. So this is a good one. Zverev is slightly favored at -110. Ruud is -106. This is hard. I'm going to go with Zverev at -110, and in set betting, we'll go Zverev 3-1 at +380. I think it's going to be a decent match. And then we're going to have Zverev against Djokovic in the final. And I'm going to say Djokovic wins in 4 sets over Alexander Zverev to win the men's Grand Slam there. And then the French Open. So for the women's side, 1 seed Iga Swiatek over Beatriz Haddad Maia in 2 sets, and Karolina Muchova upsets 2 seed Aryna Sabalenka in 3 sets. And then your final, 9 o'clock a.m. tomorrow morning, 1 seed Iga Swiatek and Karolina Muchova. It's going to be a great match, I think, a better match than the odds makers are suggesting. Iga Swiatek's -950, Karolina Muchova's +610. I'm going to go with the game spread, and I'm going to say Karolina Muchova covers the 5.5 on the game spread at +110. But I think Swiatek wins 2-0. All right, now we'll do golf. We'll go over the leaderboard for the Canadian Open. Your leader right now with a score of 6 under is Andrew Novak. Tied for second, 5 under, Justin Lauer, Aaron Ray, Corey Connors, Jason Hadley, and Yuan Yachun. Tied for 7th at 4 under, Bryce Garnett, Jonathan Byrne, Matt Fitzpatrick, Mark Hubbard, Shane Lowry, Brendan Todd, Ryan Gerard, Brendan Todd, Sungwoo Kim, and Harry Hall. Tied for 16th with 3 under, Eric Cole, Justin Rose, Lucas Glover, Roger Sloan, Callum Tarrant, Austin Smotherman, Alex Smalley, Roger Sloan, Cody Gribble, Adam Hadwin, Mackenzie Hughes, Taylor Pendrith, Dylan Wu. Tied for 29th with 2 under. Now just to go through notables: Tommy Fleetwood, Robert Brem, Chunks the Pod, Peter Malnati, Scott Piercy, Russell Knox, Scott Brown, Alex Baddeley, Sam Burns, Richie Wierenski, James Hahn, Michael Kim, Nate Lashley, Ryan Moore, Brett Grant, Ash K, Bahita, Sam Bennett. Tied for 46th with 1 under, Patton Kazir, Henrik Norlander, Harry Higgs, Ryan Award, Rory McIlroy, Brandon Wu, Grayson Higo, Martin Laird, Grayson Sieg, Matt Trainer, Bill Haas, Chris Stroud, Sengel No, Matthias Schmid, Carson Young, Ben Silverman, Cam Young, Sahith Thiglia, Victor Norman. Tied for 69th at even, Tyrell Hatton, Chesapeake, Doc Redman, Lucas Hodges, Joe Langworth, Harrison Endicott, Adrian Murdoch, Doug Gim, Matt Kuchar, Robbie Shelton, Will Gordon, Kevin Tway, Tied for 83rd with 1 over. Aaron Weiss, Andrew Landry, Vincent Willey, Ben Crane, Jason Duffner, MJ Daffé, Kevin Chappell, Kelly Craft, David Slipsky, Brendan Gay, Kramer Hickok. Tied for 102nd with 2 over. Ben Martin, Grayson Murray, Tyson Alexander, Kevin Westmoreland, Nicholas Hojard. Tied for 113th with 3 over. Camilo Vegas, Nate Taylor, Michael Giljic, Sean O'Hare, Brian Stewart, Cam Champ. Tied for 123rd with 4 over. Kyle Stanley, Evan Van Rooyen, Ricky Barnes, Tyler Duncan, Adam Svensson, Michael Block, Paul Haley, Kevin Roy, Hank Lebioda is tied for 137th with 5 over with Lucas Griffin, Keith Mitchell. Tied for 145th with 6 over. Chad Ramey, Matt McGilly, William McGirt. Tied for 148th with 7 over. Joaquin Herman, Max McGreevy. 152nd with 8 over, Nate Watney. And tied for 155th with 10 over is Robert Streb. All right, now move on to NASCAR. We will give out picks for the weekend. We do not have trucks this week. We don't have trucks till June 23rd, so they have a nice little layoff here. Xfinity, the DoorDash 250 from Sonoma. So it's going to be an interesting race. I'm going to do a 1/10 of a unit per pick, as I usually do for the NASCAR races. This is good value. Justin Allgaier, 14-1 to win the DoorDash 250. And in the Cup Series on Sunday, 3:30 on Fox from Sonoma, the Toyota Save Mart 350. This is a tough one, but I'm going to go with somebody that's a pretty good long shot, and I think he's due to win a race, and that's Kevin Harvick at 25-1 to win the Toyota Save Mart 350. All right, now I'll move on to the news and notes for today. I apologize that we did not do a NHL mock draft today. We'll do that on Monday. All right, so not a lot of things that jump on the front of the page, but the biggest story of yesterday is not surprising, is that the Vikings, barring a trade, will cut Dalvin Cook. He'll have multiple suitors. Adam Schefter reported that the Dolphins and the Broncos are interested, and the team will cut him today if there's no trade. I think he will sign with the Dolphins as a free agent and would be a wonderful fit with that team. D-Hop to visit New England this week for free agency. That would be a nice add if they were to get him. And Frank Clark signs with the Broncos. That's a nice signing for Sean Payton's team, going from the Chiefs to Denver. The Giants canceled practice yesterday due to the Canadian wildfires, and they might cancel today too. We'll see. There's no timetable for Aaron Judge's return, as they're waiting for swelling to go down before setting a return timetable. I think the New York Yankees are in big trouble without him. They were lucky that they won a game yesterday. They could have won both if Gleyber Torres hit the ball a couple inches away. They could have won that game. They swept the doubleheader, but they're 2-2 without him since he got hurt, and that's not good enough, especially in the AL East. And granted, one of the games they were coming back home, and then the other game, like I said, Gleyber Torres was inches away from hitting a walk-off. So a 10-year-old was offered a scholarship from Arizona. An internet sensation, Baby Gronk, received verbal offer from the University of Arizona. So that's funny. So the Big Ten released 2024-25 matchups. USC at Michigan. UCLA is hosting Ohio State among the notable matchups in their Big Ten debut. If we had more time, I would like to see more of that schedule. U.S. women's national team's Katarina Machario will join Chelsea's women's squad on a free transfer from Lyon. So that's really interesting women's soccer news. Jimmy Butler's hyped for Messi in Miami. And then Inter Miami, there was a video or a picture. Messi was attracting droves of new supporters to the club. Is there an AC Miami? That's pretty funny. Oklahoma completes the three-peat. I'm sorry we didn't get a chance to go over that yesterday as well. So congratulations to Oklahoma for sweeping Florida State. Winning streaks at 53. First three-peat since 1990. This is a dynasty of a team. Them versus Georgia football is a really, really compelling argument there for best college team over the last 5 years. The Oakland Athletics Vegas Stadium vote delayed as Nevada Senate adjourned Thursday without voting on financial bill for $1.5 billion stadium in Vegas. Chris Livingston of Kentucky cancels workouts as he may receive a draft promise from a team after canceling remaining workouts. That's according to Shams. Damian Lillard does not want to be traded to the Celtics. As Chris Haynes says, it's pretty safe to say that Lillard is not heading to Boston. I don't think the Celtics would want him anyway. Not that that's reported, but or was already reported, but I just can't see Dame wanting to go to Boston for some reason. Or I would say I don't see the Celtics wanting Dame Lillard. And then Jason Tatum had something to say about that as well. And then Dalvin Cook's Instagram story there's a picture of him at the Dolphins Stadium, so looks like he's probably going there. Tyler Harrow still not cleared for his return. Chris Middleton had knee surgery, expected to be back on the court in July. The Blackhawks re-sign their forward Athanasiou on a 2-year contract. Andres Athanasiou. And then Damon Severson sign and trade. There's a sign and trade in hockey. So they'll sign and trade him to the Blue Jackets on an 8-year deal. How about the Blue Jackets going for win now moves? This is a huge loss for the Devils. I want to see the package that New Jersey got back for that. But you rarely ever see a sign and trade in the NHL. Tua hypes up the Florida Panthers during the Stanley Cup Finals, so it looks like Tua was at the game. Matt Tkachuk says that he got lucky as he praised his team's resilience after Game 3 win. Gutsiest win I've ever been a part of, Matt Tkachuk says. And then non-sports news, Donald Trump says he's been indicted in connection with the Justice Department's classified documents investigation. This story is not going to end anytime soon. And we'll see where it goes from there. All right. Last but not least, my best bet of the day, brought to you by FanDuel. So I am going to go for best bet today. There was something that jumped out at me right away. The Cincinnati Reds have been on fire. I know they got shut out, but that's Clayton Kershaw. And that's what Clayton Kershaw has been doing his whole life. I'm not taking them straight up at the Cardinals. I think they might win at the Cardinals. Maybe I'll tinker and bet them in an underdog parlay later. But I love over 3.5 runs for the Reds against the Cardinals. Jordan Montgomery's been terrible this year. And I'm going to lay a quarter unit on over 3.5 runs for the Reds at the Cardinals as my best bet of the day. All right, so that's it for the show. I'll be back on Monday recapping everything and looking ahead to everything coming up on Monday. And I promise I'll have an NHL mock draft for you guys on Monday too. Hope you guys have a great day, everyone.